So my name is Max, and I'm the founder and creative director of Moast. Moast is a creative studio, and as Mikael pointed out earlier, this is the new branding we use for our company. The last 2.5 years we've been producing under the name empowebo.com, and now from the 1st January 2012, all our branding will be named Moast. We gained new partners in the company, and we also gain new possibilities to create design. What do? We conceive stuff like advertisements, like content. We design and we produce. Our recent clients include TV channels, include direct advertisers. We work with ad agencies and different channels. For example, for Cactus we did an image campaign with 30-second TV spots and radio spots. For Aldo Radio, we produce content that is distributed on their web TV channel called Aldo TV. And also in collaboration with RTL Luxembourg, we have conceived a television channel, television show that's running every Saturday night, 6 o'clock live, and we produce the content for them. For others, PNT Luxembourg has been a client for a really long time. We produce internal video for them, for their communication internally, but also externally, promotion videos. For Atelier, we're going to do the corporate identity of their festival. For PNT Studios, we just developed a poster for the upcoming Andy Bausch movie. We developed TERALINK Inside, of course, with TERALINK, and we design tobacco packs and do all kinds of different things. The main impact here is that a creative brand, a creative company with different solutions inside, creative nod of professionals that know how to design, how to produce, and how to conceive different ideas. This, in combination with a network of other freelancers, of other companies that are here in Luxembourg, in Berlin, in Vienna, in Barcelona, where we work together with different people that have skills that we don't have internally: 3D animation, coding, web development, app development. Today I'm here to talk about television. Now, to understand what my relationship is to television, I gotta first tell you a little bit of my background. I've been working for local television here in Luxembourg, called CTV at that time. Then I was heading operations for a satellite TV channel called Lux TV here in Luxembourg too. And 3 years ago I launched the first web TV channel here in Luxembourg. It was a web TV show once a week. It was 2 people producing it. I did that with a friend, and we were break even from the first day. We had sponsors on the show, and we got these sponsors because we were addressing a local audience, a niche audience, because if you think Luxembourg, you think 500,000 people, that's niche. If you take then the people that speak Luxembourgish, you drop it by a half, it's even more niche. And then when you go and say it's about cultural, it's about events, it's about youth, you drop the niche even more. But still, those people were important to advertisers. They wanted to reach that audience, and they couldn't do that over mass market audiences like television. So I have a strong relationship to television, and we still produce for television. We're about to launch a new product that's for web TV, and I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But today, I want to share with you my thoughts on television and maybe give you an insight of what happened over the last years, what's going to happen, and what's happening right now. So when we talk about television, first we got to define what it is. And Wikipedia says it's a telecommunication medium for transmitting and receiving moving images. That's basic, everybody gets that. And until not so long ago, it was this, and exactly this. A TV set, and it was receiving a linear signal from different devices. So linear channel over terrestrial, cable and satellite. There were other opportunities, but this was basically it, and everything was received on a TV set. Simple, easy, linear. Then something happened, the internet. I agree, this is over the top, but it gives you a visual reference of what happened. The industry, like every media industry out there, got disrupted. Paper, newspapers, magazines, it happens everywhere. It doesn't mean that the traditional media is going away, and far from it. TV consumption and traditional TV consumption is going up, but you have new possibilities on the web, on the tablets, and everywhere around. Now, if we take the same definition that we had before, we can also put that onto internet. It's exactly the same. It's a telecommunication medium for transmitting and receiving moving images. And you remember the slide we had before with the 4 points? That was linear, it was over terrestrial cable, satellite, and it was received on a TV set. Now the same slide now looks like this. And this is what happened over the last years. We gained a lot of new names for stuff, for codecs, for whatever, and it's a mess. That's why disrupted is going everywhere, and everybody has to find out what the opportunities are for your business, your brand, your channel. First, let's cover some of the topics here. There is a little question mark on top. If someone has a question about what these different things mean, just go for it. First, our channel that we had before is now replaced, of course, by channels still, but we also have sites, we have feeds, we have podcasts, we have streams, and we have apps. A lot of new terms coming up. Before we had a linear channel, it was straight, you couldn't do anything. Well, now you have video on demand, you had catch-up TV, internet TV, web TV, two different things. Mobile TV, second screen, apps and TV, and in-app TV. So you add a lot of new stuff up there, and it's a mess. But, as we're going to see, it's also opportunities. The distribution, terrestrial, cable, satellite, and I added IPTV also in this because it uses the internet. But, of course, we have VOD, but it's still the basic idea. And IPTV made a big change, and I think one of the best examples is Tully from the Post in Luxembourg, which did really good and has now over 20,000 people using it, and that's incredible for a market that was saturated. It was 80% cable, everybody was connected, and still they managed to get through because they had new offers, new opportunities. And of course there's the internet and the mobile internet. And today I'm going to focus a little bit more on that side. For the distribution and for the receiving, we now have TV sets, we have PCs, we have mobiles, tablets, and connected TVs. But this is adding a new layer on it. If you remember, before, it was a TV set, and you couldn't do anything without it. Channel up, channel down, volume up, volume down. And that was it. Now, we have platforms. Now we have to take care about what's going on at the device that's going to receive the content. Do I need to encode it in a certain way? Do I have to create an app? Do I have to code the website in a certain way so that it works on the different devices? Of course, we have PC with Windows, Mac, Linux, you can add that too. Then you have everything related to mobile and tablet, and that's been the big buzz for the last years. iOS, Android, Windows Phone. We have to take care about operating systems, and that is really important. More than this, now we're going to connected TVs, and I'm going to talk about that now and present you a small examples. What is happening? Well, the last years, suddenly you could watch television and videos on your PC, on your mobile, on your tablet. Well, now the videos that you watch there over the internet are coming back to your TV set. We start to see set-top boxes like Apple does, like Roku does, like the Boxy Box, like Logitech, that add this internet layer to your television screen at home. You don't have to connect a PC, you don't have to connect your iPad. It's a box that sits on top of the screen, but also Samsung is starting it now, and every manufacturer of screens out there is starting to do it. Smart TVs, so that the internet, to make it easy, is also on your TV screen. And that changes everything. Because now video on the internet was basically catch up, it was YouTube. But this now comes to the big screen. And you have the same thing that's happening with TV. You have the layback factor. And that's a big difference. You can come home, check out your YouTube, but still sit on your couch like you would do on TV. And that's going to bite a little bit, at least, on the time used on proper TV channels. This is an example of how Samsung is trying to make their way into the smart TVs, into the connected TVs. So this is just a TV panel, LCD, whatever, and they added this layer on top where you can access different apps, so your social apps, Twitter, Facebook, but also streaming apps, video apps, Netflix, Hulu. These, of course, are still American companies. Hulu doesn't work here. Netflix just announced that it's going to have its headquarters in Luxembourg. We're going to see appearing more and more of these services. At the end, I'm going to have some benchmarks. In Europe, you also have companies, of course, Amazon is doing a lot of video distribution, but also a company that's called LoveFilm, and that was actually bought by Amazon, that does this in the UK, in Germany. In Germany, you have Maxdome too, that's doing exactly this, so you can watch your movies, your TV shows, etc., over your connected TV. But this brings also a new thing in there, because everybody inside here and everybody out there can program apps for these devices. And that changes the giving, because you can create your own TV channel on a proper TV set that's going to be seen on a TV set, and not just anymore on a mobile, tablet or PC. Another example for this is Boxy. Boxy at the beginning is an operating system and a platform. It looks like this. You can install it either on your computer, on your Mac, on your PC, on your iPad, but you can also get a Boxy box now. They got together with TERALINK and built a beautiful looking box where you have this on. And this gives you access to a lot of different applications that were built by independent creators, independent studios, independent channels, but also from the biggest channels out there. And you can access their content through this interface, and you have also the possibilities to connect your own pictures, music, movies, and everything, and you have that on that big screen. Now, there's still one thing that has been rumored for a long time. And if you remember how the iPhone disrupted the mobile market, how the iPad reinvented the tablet market, well, everybody's waiting now to see what Apple is doing in the TV market. Because for a lot of years, Apple said TV is just a hobby for us. They built the Apple TV, but the Apple TV doesn't allow you to create apps, to use the apps that are actually on the iPhone and on the iPad and put it on TV. But the rumors have it that they go in a step further, that they're going to implement this next year, but also build a real screen. The rumors have it that 2012 will see an iTV built by Sharp, designed by Apple, with the iOS on it. And again, this, if you remember what the iPhone did, what the iPad did, you can imagine what this is going to do to television. It's not going to break it, it's not going to change the linear channels that you have, the satellite channels that you have, but it's going to add a layer on top. And this layer is applications, and everybody can build these applications, and that is a big difference. So what is TV now? With these new devices, with these new layers? Well, we add new challenges. We're going to see there's more and more content, but you have to be able to find the right content. But what is important is we gain new audiences, because a lot of people connected to the internet, and you can get every single one of them. The big thing is that there are opportunities. And opportunities for everybody, for traditional media and for the new players. So for broadcasters, for example, you can take this new layer, and that's already been done. You can build on-demand apps, websites, services, streaming, premium content, content syndication. You sell your TV shows that is in your back catalog, and you put it onto Netflix, you put it onto Hulu, you put it on whatever system is out there, and they're going to be in charge of selling your back catalog. Syndication. And of course, second screen apps. Because now the time that people spend in front of the TV is still going up. But the time that people spend listening to TV and actually the focus is on the second screen, like your mobile, like your tablet, is also going up. So you see also the possibilities that there are for broadcasters. If they have a live show, you can interact with the show over your mobile, over your iPad. You can have user interactions. You can have feedback, you can have votes, you can imagine whatever you want. There are different examples for this. In the United States, when the show The Voice of America was launched, that's actually now also running in Germany. They also built an iPad app, and they got the Twitter feed going, and there was so much buzz around it that it got promoted on Twitter, and because people saw it on the social web, they went on to watch it on TV. So you're also gaining new audiences. But these social services give you another thing, and that is trends. You can see what people like in the show. Do they like the show? Do they hate it? Do they like different people that are in the show? Do they prefer this presentator or this presentator? And you can adapt the productions that are running on the show. You can adapt them during the show because you see the feedback from the people. Now, it's also opportunities for advertisers, because a lot of content out there, and more content, and content that is going on to niche. What satellite channels did for years, you have that also on the internet. But niche, as I said before, like we did with events, can become smaller and smaller and smaller. So if you're out there and you like pizza, you can create a TV channel about pizza, and you'll find other people that like pizza, and you can interact with them, and you can show them how you do it, etc., etc. And maybe Domino's Pizza wants to sponsor that, because they say, okay, you can do it at home, but okay, you can also order one. So you can also find interesting and meaningful markets for direct communication. Direct communication has a second thing too, is that brands can now start their own TV channels. They're not dependent anymore on TV channels to create their own TV channels. Either they're equipped themselves, or they have a production company working for them, and they can create a TV channel based on their stuff and based on the interest of the people that they want to reach. Big opportunities also for app developers, because of course they're going to build the apps for everybody, and it's on the web, on mobile, and on TV apps. The big opportunities nowadays are for content creators. Who is a content creator? Well, today everybody can be a content creator. Every single one of you can be a content creator. Not every single one wants to be one. Not every single one wants to show his face on camera. But every single one can be a content creator. More than this content can be seen by a lot of people. If you have interesting stuff, people are going to find your content. And if you put it onto the right places, even more people will find your content. And this means that you can build up either a business out of your hobby, or you make it just for fun. And that works too. And a lot of people do it. But this works also, again, for broadcasters, advertisers, and developers, well, not in this case. But let's take advertisers. They can create content by their own, or the production company, as we said before, and find an audience. The content online is, of course, very large. It started out in the early years with almost just user-generated content, UGC. That were people that were having small cameras, phone cameras, whatever, filming stuff, uploading it to YouTube and sharing it with their friends. Now we see a new breed of content creators that are creating more and more professional content with more and more professional equipment that is distributed over the internet and that can reach a lot of people. Video more and more accessible. The digital revolution is not only about the distribution, but it's also about the producing. If you take 20 years ago, I mean, I don't know the cost of a big television channel, but you're talking millions. 5 years ago, we started a satellite TV channel, and our servers were max. We dropped the price, but we're still talking about 100, 200, 300,000 euros just for the production side of it. Then you have to think, I have to buy an uplink that's going to cost me $1 million, etc., etc. A lot of satellite operators here, you can talk to them. But for the production side, equipment and setup is becoming more and more cheap. You can start off, if you do it for yourself, you wanted to do a hobby TV channel, whatever, you can take a webcam, it costs you 25 bucks, or it's even integrated in your laptop, and you can start creating video. And a lot of people are doing that. If you go to YouTube, there are a lot of so-called YouTubers, people that share every day what they do, where they go, and a lot of people find that super interesting. That depends afterwards on the viewer. I mean, I don't want to look at what some weird guy is doing in California, just walking around with their kids. But apparently, a lot of people are interested in it. And maybe it's the next evolution of Big Brother and the whole shows we saw on the internet, is that it's even more personal and it's even more about the people you see every day. Then we go on Hobbycam and iMovie or other editing suites that you have on PC or whatever that are open source. You can find even online editing suites now that doesn't cost you nothing. You can even edit your video in YouTube directly. You upload a video and you can edit it in there. That's going to cost you less than 1,000 euros. Then we go into semi-professional. There we talk from 5,000 euros up, and then of course there's the professional side, 10,000 euros up. A professional HD camcorder now, today, starts at 6,000 euros, but you can also use DSLRs, which were eventually still cameras, so for photographs, and that have a large sensor and also can shoot HD video, and even those cameras are now used for TV ads, for feature films. There was a Luxembourgish feature film called Nuit Blanche that was completely shot on a photograph still camera, and that camera costs 2,000 euros. Of course, you have to get the right glass, the right objectives to put on there. You have to get accessories, but it's becoming accessible for everybody, and everybody can shoot and produce video. It's funny how to see also the evolution, because still nowadays in the traditional TV and on satellite TV, you have rules on what camera can be used, what cameras can be defined as high definition, etc. And just to make the relationship, these cameras cost at least 30,000 euros without any accessories. Distribution. Of course, the biggest and the most well-known is YouTube. And it's completely crazy. Every year, they just double the video use and the time uploaded to YouTube. You have to imagine that now, every single day, 3.5 billion videos are viewed on YouTube. And if that is not mass market, I don't know what is mass market. But what's even more important is that every minute, there are 48 hours of content uploaded to YouTube. This is mostly user-generated content. It's mostly stupid movies of people falling down, getting kicked in the nuts, whatever. But more and more professional content and original content. And YouTube now even goes the next step and encourages these content creators, because they launched a program where they took 100 studios and content creators and even gave them money to equip them with better cameras, so that they can produce better content. YouTube is now going into the content market, and that is also a big change. Vimeo is another example that's basically the same as YouTube. It is a site where you can upload your videos and share it with everybody, but Vimeo got another audience, and their fragmentation starts. Vimeo is more creative-centric community. You see a lot of directors that present their short movies up there, animation studios that show their last advertisements, and video artists that put their stuff on there. But more and more you see individuals using their DSLRs, like I said before, and creating documentaries. A documentary about the people surrounding them. So, for example, you have a friend that's doing great stuff and you want to show the world about it. You have your DSLR camera. Well, more and more people go and shoot it and present this to the world. Vimeo is also known for a more professional approach. So Vimeo is not the place where you can find the videos of somebody falling down or whatever, but it's more where you go where you really want to watch content. For distribution in general, when we go further than just YouTube and Vimeo, of course, there is the dedicated site for your video, for your advertisement, or for your show, if you decide to create a show. You can use a web app, a mobile app, a TV app, and then of course there's new possibilities in IPTV and also creating channels on IPTV. Tilly from the Post is doing exactly that, and this takes a different approach than the web, which is really broad, because with IPTV you can reach to people. For example, if you take Tilly from the Post here in Luxembourg, and you can reach them directly. You can set up channels for your company, for your brand, and everybody can get that in Luxembourg. So you have a local audience, and you reach them, and you find them on your actual TV. Now there is a big problem that's starting to appear, and over the last years. We have too much content. So we need filters. We need ways to filter down the content and find the related content that we like. The stuff that is interesting for us, the stuff where we can relate to, or the stuff maybe that could be interesting for us. So we need just not only filters that are going to tell you, you watch this video, but also filters that will tell you these videos could interest you, or this channel could interest you. Mechanisms to find the right content. And what does that say? Even more opportunities. More opportunities for strong media brands, because still today, people love strong brands. That's why people go not only just on the Huffington Post or whatever, but still continue to go on websites like The Times, like the New York Post, and here in Luxembourg, Wort.lu is one of the strongest news, because you have strong brands that are already related to content. In the case of the newspapers, it's written. And in case of channels, of broadcasters, they're professionals in video. So they can also start building online applications, sites related to content, because they know content and they know what content is good, so they can show other people, and people already trust them, so it's easier to get them onto your system. Influencers, and influencers can be everybody. If you build up a reputation, a social reputation online over Twitter or over Facebook, you can be an influencer. You can have followers that reach 100,000 people, that reach 1 million people, and that are influencers. And they, when they post out, hey, I like this video, a lot of people will see it. So influencers, internet influencers, become more and more important. And then, of course, there's content discovery sites and applications. You have internet sites that filter out the content to give you a certain type of content. So there are sites for funny videos, there are sites for dramatic videos, there are sites for sports videos, and now applications. Applications that run on your mobile, on your app, but think again, back to the beginning, now also run on your TV. And now it's getting really interesting. We have our own approach to this problem. You have a lot of applications that say, we can find the right content for you based on your social graph. So based on the people that you follow on Twitter, based on the people that you follow on Facebook, we can see out of that stream what you like, what your preferences are. And our opinion at Moast is that that's not true. Because the people I follow, the people around me, the people in my social graph do not have the same interests in me. My friends will share a lot of videos of them, and I don't want to see that if I'm searching for good content that's interesting for me. So we believe we have to come back to a system that's known to everybody here before, already now. It's human curation. It's like the editor in your magazine or the program director on your TV channel. It's somebody that looks out for content, searches the right content to fit an audience, and puts it into a stream. And that's exactly what we're going to do with Moast TV. Moast TV will be a web application, a site, an iPad application, and a TV application. Our audience is the creatives out there. So we're going to search for the videos where you can find inspiring speeches, inspiring documentaries, the newest and best animations, visual arts, design stuff. And what we're going to do too, and also because we need to get in some money, is create original content to put also on there. So de facto, what this is going to be is a TV channel. You have original content that you produce, and original TV, traditional TV channels buy content that they distribute and monetize afterwards. Well, we're going to take the content that's already out there and not make any monetizing on that. It's just a service for those people so that even more people can see their videos, and the monetizing we're going to do on the content that we produce. Moast TV will be launching in Q1 2012, and we're still searching for maybe angel investors, people interested in working with us. So that was it for the presentation. Any questions?
You are very enthusiastic about this fancy, wonderful new world, but you didn't speak about the dangers being on Facebook, on Twitter, having an iPhone, and so on, because I think that's very scary, because the human being becomes fully transparent, and the data end up maybe at the CIA.
Of course, and the presentation I did today is about TV and online video. It's not about social networks and Twitter. A lot of people speak about that. It's not my thing. But to tell you what is going on, these fears are not only here. These fears, everybody has them. The European Commission has them. Now the FCC in the United States has exactly the same problems. Facebook has now had to get into an agreement with the FCC over privacy. Privacy. See, that is over. Everybody is scared about that. But it's a new world, it's a new platform, it's a new way of sharing stuff. We need to discover together what we can send out and what we don't. And afterwards, and that's what everybody has to know, if you put stuff on Facebook, well, don't be silly. If you put stuff on the internet, you have to know that somebody's going to see it, and maybe somebody's going to find out. So this is human reflection. It's about, I'm not running around showing my ID card to everybody. Well, why would I on Facebook? Some people decide to do it, others don't. And it's a personal choice. And this is where education needs to come in. We need to educate the kids today, not how the internet works, because they know it. When they're 2 years old, they know exactly how an iPhone works, how an iPad works. We don't have to explain to them how the internet works, but we have to explain to them what happens on the internet, how can I find interesting ideas, how can I exchange ideas, but also how do I keep my privacy for me.
My name is Bart van der Sloot of Level 3 Communications.
Hi.
I have a question. You said you would put Moast TV also on connected TV platforms.
Exactly.
What platforms are you looking at, and what is a typical commercial model that these providers use?
I don't want to go into technical details, but we're going to set up an HTML5 website, and that can be used as an application on Google TV and on a maybe future Apple TV. We also will build, at the time, when the time is ready, a real iOS application that is going to run on the iPhone, iPad, and TV. But the idea is to start off with an HTML5 website that is built up like an application, so easy to use, just 4 clicks, up, down, left, right. Now, what's interesting is that they charge nothing. Nothing at all. So the only cost that you have is your production costs and then the distribution costs. If you use YouTube or Vimeo, your distribution costs are 0. If you decide to go because you have advertisement in or other stuff, then it's sometimes difficult to put it onto YouTube because YouTube will charge you half of the money of the advertisement. If you want to take that by your own, you can use content delivery networks with storage on data centers, PNT, and then use delivery networks to get your video out to your applications. And these are the costs you have. And then how you monetize it is everybody has a different opinion on that. Okay, well, I just want to finish off by Moast is the new brand. 1st of the 1st, 2012. We are Moast.com. You can check it out then. Thank you very much.